I'm Sharen A.K. Harris, and I'm here to demonstrate alcohol ink used in the fine arts. And I'm going to do easy things, and now show you how to get more complex. So I'm going to do with thistle, and I'm going into my green. Now this is a dry palette. You see how I can control the consistency. This is the trick that people can't do. So I bring it up here and I mix. So we'll just do this. Thistle is round. And they're thorny. And if you talk to yourself when you paint better pitches.
And what type are you using? UPO paper?
UPO paper.
Okay.
And do you see how I'm controlling it? It's not doing, and I'm going to show you what it does if you just drop it in. And if you put just a drop on here, although I paint like that anyway, if I put a drop, it starts going all over the place, right? But I keep control of it. So I can just control that by keeping it in here because I have a dry brush. It's pretty dry now. See the beautiful crust you get? That's because of the blending solution. If you use just alcohol, it isn't the same. So a lot of people say, oh, I can use alcohol. It doesn't act exactly the same. But it does, they both have their positions. You need both. That's the way I feel about it. And these little leaves are kind of spiky, so. And they got little prickers on them. That's pretty. I'm gonna go in. This is alcohol that I'm using right now, but it could be blending solution. But I want a little bit of control right now. These are the coral. Is that the new colors? Coral, and then now I got the what is it? Alizarin crimson. I keep wanting to say alizarin crimson because I do oil painting. We do that. So anyway, I'm going to put in the top of the flower. And I'm just using a little more alcohol to get it smooth. Look how pretty that is. 2 seconds and it's already beautiful, and I haven't even done anything yet. That's what I mean, it's really easy and it's quick. So I like to move my color around. So I'll tap off on my paper towel. Put a little there. It's a very strong color, that alizarin. And then you can just tap it in. Put a little maybe up on the leaf. So you spread the color around. It really makes the painting look more cohesive because it's not just in one spot and then you're like a bullseye. And then the sturdy brush is beautiful. Look at this beautiful green I'm getting because it's a complementary color to with the reds and the green. Put a little of that on there. Then I'm going to put a little shadow on this guy down here so you can see you can layer. So this is how I get my layers on there. Hi, I'm doing fine art in alcohol ink.
Okay.
So yes. I show you how to control it because it's a chaotic material. So I'm just going to show how I control the ink. And look at that control. That's like painting, right? So it's more than just the dripping a bottle of dots. And this is also beautiful. Look how easy and fast you can make a little flower. So this would be more of a beginner and then a little more advanced, but you got to start at the beginning. And it's like building a house. In the beginning, the frame isn't lovely, but when it's done, your house is beautiful. So anyway, you can do little quickie ones like that. Little flowers. People say, oh, that's great, it doesn't look good. Yeah, you just put another layer on. You're never stuck. So if you have a student that's having a hard time, you might have to help them to show them, but you can bring this right back. Just use a cleaner color. Get back into clean color. But you can do that. Look at that. Then you can even blend. Let it move with it. Watch what it does, because it talks to you. So you're actually painting by yourself. You're painting with the universe. Look at that. How cute is that? I mean, it's easy for a beginner. It's not like they have to be Michelangelo. But they get intimidated until they try it. So when I give a class, I do try to teach them on an abstract first so they get the fear taken away, so they can learn how to do the control. And once you get the control, you can do anything. So you can take your blending pen and pull out little spikers. And that's how you get your little fine lines. Little dots. Because there's blending solution in here. Blending solution is very strong. Look how it, watch what it does. See that? How it breaks right through? No hard work. And to clean your blending pen, you just wipe it off on your paper towel and you got a brand new pen. Now if you leave it with a lot of color on there for quite a while, you're going to end up with a marker. So you want to make sure to clean your pens off. And you're good, you're ready to go. So if you wanted, yeah, thank you. And if you wanted, let's say I wanted a background, and they're like, how do you do that? Because if you added, let's say we added blue and put it on there. So it gets a little heavy. And it's, that's a little strong. So what do you do? Well, the other thing you can do is go in with the little alcohol, go into your palette of your blue, bring it up here and move it around a little bit. And now you can control it. Look how beautiful that is, nice and smooth. So you can get beautiful smooth blends. It isn't always heavy. You can lift off. So this is just alcohol more on that Q-tip. And I'm lifting off. But you'll see that this has more marks in it because it's heavy ink. But when I used the other, do you see how smooth that end came out? And I can come back up here with that dirty Q-tip and just kind of pull it through and see how smooth that is. That's really pretty. So now I can bring it right up to a flower, and now they can do their background and they don't have to worry about messing up their beautiful painting. So this is a no-brainer material. It's beautiful. I love how it works.
What kind of ink is it?
This is alcohol ink, and it does magic stuff. Watch, see that? Watch what happens when I put alcohol on it.
Like marbles it?
It breaks through. See that? Do you see the little bullseye happening? If I had a heavier layer of ink on it, it'll break through even more. I'll show you. See how chaotic it is? It goes off on its own. So if you're just painting, people are like doing this stuff and they're like, how do you control this? It just kind of keeps going. But if you keep it where you put it up in your palette and you can control the consistency, because as it evaporates, it gets thicker, like ink. And then you can draw a line. And it doesn't move. If that line has got more alcohol in it, watch what happens. It starts moving. It's starting to spread a little bit more.
That's really fun.
Yeah. So now if I take alcohol, because I got a nice load on there, a nice layer. Magic, right? And then we can make that into a flower. It's already a flower. Look at, do you see the flower in that? And then I can go back in here and goof around with that flower and make it a little more flowery. And you can lift off a little bit and give it more dimension.
And you can mix colors with
You
it.
can mix colors. That's what I use up here.
Okay.
I use this for my mixing area. So you can put your greens with the blue and all your mixes. And to clean it, all you do is, spritz it with a little alcohol and wipe it off. And then you're good to go again. So that's how you do that. And then I'll do a bumblebee. I like a little life in my paintings. And they're really easy to do. They're just a smile. And this is black right here I'm using. And you see how I put alcohol in there, it's just breaking down that dry ink. So this is a dry ink palette. What I do is I take my ink, I just pour it in here. This will all be dry in a few minutes. This is so dry in here anyway. And then it will be as dry as all this. Yeah. So here's a little bee. And some yellow. This is their new dandelion yellow. It's beautiful. Paints itself, it's no big deal. There's 16 ways of doing it. You can just do the yellow. I mean, there's 60,000 different ways of painting the same thing. So it's just a matter of whichever works for you. But you could do it with just do that and pull it up, and then you got another B. And what I do, I like them to be flying. I don't like stationary stuck on bees. So I'll just take this dirty brush and pull out and let him fly. So now he's moving.
Do you have a card?
Yeah, certainly do. So that's how you use alcohol inks. They're really fun. And lots of layers. You can put little legs. You see how much control I can get? And that's the problem people aren't having, because they don't know how to use the palettes yet. They're just figuring it out. So when I started working with alcohol inks, my friends gave me some inks and a stick. You know, outside we rub a stick up of a tree, and then and that's when I said I gotta learn to manipulate this and take it over. So I just put in the ends on these, give them a point. So you really can control this. And if you don't like it, that isn't your thrill. You want that to turn into grapes, you can change anything. You're never stuck. So if somebody does something and they're upset because they're not getting what they want, so just add another color that would help them out to get that going. Is this too much structure for your type of painting? But you like that loose stuff? Isn't that kind of cool how it works? So I can take some of this yellow. So when I go on airplanes, they don't allow you to bring the bottles because they're flammable. So I thought, I really want to take this, but I don't want to have to buy, more product. I got a ton of it, So that's when I came up with the idea of, well, can I make bricks like watercolors? And I tried this and it worked, and I bring it on planes. I have no trouble.
Pretty.
So blending solution is kind of like dynamite. It'll blow right through. So I put some alcohol on there, and it's just softening. It makes a nice little center. And you see all the little broken spots? Pretty. But now if I take a little spritzer, it makes great texture. And the closer you get, the more it's going to just bleed out. Further away, you get texture. So I'm going to... Pretty. So let the paintings paint themselves. Look at what it did here. Look how beautiful that is. Looks like I spent all day doing it. And that's what I mean. If you were doing oil painting and you did this, you'd be spending all day doing it. So yeah, it looks great. You can even do it to the, whoops. Just make sure you know which thing. But just to show you what happens if you get really close. You can move it too. It makes beautiful backgrounds.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. In the meantime, here are a couple other videos you might be interested in watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.